Hi there, Lani Voivod here, and welcome to day 7 of the 31 days of possibility. And today we're talking about the power of storytelling. I'm coming at you from under the stars on my deck in the great state of New Hampshire to tell you a little story I have for myself. So, way back in 1999, I was dating this really cute guy, and he's like kind of a Star Wars freak. And so I found out that in San Diego they were going to have this Star Wars, the Magic of Myth touring show. So I was like, oh, what the heck, maybe it'll get me some points. So I surprised him for his birthday for this wonderful adventure. And as I went there and was going through and checking out the Princess Leia bikini and the Chewbacca, life-size Chewbacca guys and everything, I kept coming across this guy's name. It was Joseph Campbell, Joseph Campbell, Joseph Campbell. Every little accompanying little written ditty for each of the exhibits pretty much had Joseph Campbell's name. And if you haven't heard of Joseph Campbell, it turns out, is who George Lucas says really inspired, Joseph Campbell's work inspired the Star Wars saga. And George Lucas credits his work, Joseph Campbell's work, for being the reason that Star Wars kind of hooked into pop culture infinity. And I had heard of Joseph Campbell a couple of other times, but when I kept seeing this, what I was stunned by is how amazing this guy's work is, and then I just dove right into it. And what I learned is that Joseph Campbell is this guy who took comparative religions and mythology and world cultures and smashed them all together and spent his whole life passionately studying this stuff. So I, this evening, can bring to you the power of storytelling. Read Joseph Campbell, or look him up, or check him out in whatever way you can, or at least know his name exists, and understand this, that there is something called, what is now called the hero's journey, and guys like Chris Vogler have conquered. It's all based on the Joseph Campbell structure of storytelling, and basically the archetypes that we carry within us about how we start in an ordinary world, and we heed the call to adventure, then we refuse the call to adventure, and then we start going on this grand trek. You will see this exact structure in movies like The Wizard of Oz, and Star Wars, and Harry Potter, and books like Huck Finn and Homer's The Odyssey, and it is in everything that you've probably loved your whole life in literature and pop culture, and any stories that have hooked into you. And here's the little whispered truth. It's not popular because it's a pop culture thing, or because writers have shown you that this is the way stories live. It's popular because it's actually driven by the archetype that lives within us. We are the heroes of our own story, and that may sound like baloney, but it is absolutely true. This hero's journey that Joseph Campbell has presented to the world, or made popular to the world, is something that has been through space and time, thousands of years. It's part of our unconscious, and it's extraordinary. And you can take advantage of the elements of this structure and star as the hero in your own life. This power is second to none, and if you are an agent of possibility, which by now, if you're watching this, I sure hope you are, I want you to consider the stories you tell yourself. The stories like, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, my boss has it in for me, my weight keeps me back, I don't deserve this. These stories that we tell ourselves, just start paying attention and see, are they serving what you really want out of life? Are they feeding the story that you want to see unfold? And if they're not, start telling a better story. Start telling the story that you want to see. And you do that by the actions you take, the choices you make, the people you hang out with, and ultimately the things that you share with the world, because of course, in this beautiful world we live in, the people we hang out with and the networks that we circle around, they kind of reflect back to us what we're telling ourselves, and they'll believe the stories that we've told them for a really long time. So do what you can to harness the power of storytelling so you can really amplify your possibilities. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow.